Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines live. As always, I am your host, Matt Brannon, bringing you all professional wrestling's news, notes, innuendos, and whatever else you can come up with in this wonderful world we call professional wrestling. Folks, welcome back. I hope everybody's week is off to a fantastic start. Happy Tuesday, right? I've made it to Tuesday. I would say that that's probably a bonus, all considering how things have been going. But I want to say we're getting smoother. Things are getting better. And you know what? It's always good to be right here in the middle of the slow burn because I get to talk to you, all 10 of you, about professional friggin' wrestling. And I cannot wait to do it. Guys, we got a lot to cover. Last night we had Monday Night Raw. We will recap that today. And then I will also preview tonight's NXT, which should be loaded. There's a lot to go on tonight as well. So, guys, let's go ahead and get this bad boy rolling. I do want to say one thing is this week, guys, it's not like we're dealing with SummerSlam week. It's not like Mania week. We're not dealing with All In week and all of that. I get it. This is a gigantic week for professional wrestling, okay? Number one, last night's Raw was fire. We knew that. Tonight, NXT is live from Philly rather than from the PC. Also, Forbidden Door coming up this weekend. We know we have that coming up for AEW. Loaded Forbidden Door event. Cannot wait for Dynamite tomorrow night so we can get some of that more information. Really kind of getting in there. That card is shaped up, man. And I will tell you, I am so enthralled just to see some of the matches that are going to be at Forbidden Door. I love Forbidden Door, man. I really do because, you know, as a New Japan Pro Wrestling fan, I get to see some of the guys that I don't always get to see. You know, I'm going to get to see Zack Sabre Jr., ZSJ, and I'm going to see him take on Nigel McGuinness. If there's anything better than that for me personally, this week, I can't find it, right? But with that said, last night's Raw was absolutely outstanding. We graded it. We scored it as a B+. And I got to tell you, the whole thing actually, we had a couple down moments like we always do. You know, it's very rare we get professional wrestling being complete perfection, right? We know that. It's how it goes. But when we can get a show that's as good as this, when we're kind of off a little bit as far as like, you know, not this weekend is Clash in Paris. We caught that the following. You know, we're getting ready for that long trip to Europe. You know, the European shows, the television shows are going to be great. Raw will be outstanding from Europe. SmackDown will be outstanding from Europe. But sometimes when you get that, the show coming up to that point is a little bit laid back. It's maybe not as I don't know, hard hitting. You know what I'm saying? And this show last night was absolutely fantastic. All right, Raw, live from Philly. Okay, first off, if a Philly crowd, you don't know what you're getting in a Philly crowd. Everybody knows that. They threw freaking snowballs at Santa Claus, for Christ's sake. Okay, this Philly crowd was awesome because the tone was set so well early on. Paul Heyman just spoon-fed them early on, and the crowd really got on board. And I got to tell you, I thought the crowd was great throughout this whole thing. The one thing I want to definitely say, and if you guys have been around me enough now to know the wrestling things and my history and all of that, there's one thing that I can say about last night and the crowd. Pretty simple. EC Dub, EC Dub, EC Dub. Anytime you go to Philly, man, you're getting the ECW faithful. God, I miss ECW professional wrestling, man. I'm telling you, it was just different. But you know what? As much as we've been having some throwback stuff going on Monday Night Raw and in the WWE in general recently, it was super awesome to get to Philly, have some throwbacks for ECW, even have an ECW throwback match that ended up being fantastic in our main event. I thought the show was great. Sometimes shows just hit, and this one hit. You're probably thinking, well, you only scored it a B+. What the hell? Maybe sometimes I'm a tough grader. Get over it. All right, that is what it is. We're not scoring these bad boys on a curve, guys. We're not doing it on a curve. We can't do it. Not that way. So what we're going to do, we're going to be honest. We're going to be realistic, and the show was great. Scored it a B+. All right, here we go. Live from Philly, Monday Night Raw. We open up with The Vision. All right, not The Visionary. Keep that in mind. That name has now took over. I called it The Future for like a month because then finally a month later we get the name of it. But The Vision opens things up. We got Seth coming out. You know, I will say, once again, same song, same singing, Same bull. Maybe that's why it's a B plus because I'm so sick and tired of. Get Seth a new song. If you want him to be your overwhelming strong heel right now, give him a new song. Have the fans stop singing that damn Forsaken song, please. Take a freaking hint from your wife, Seth. Like, really, Becky changed her freaking song, and now all of a sudden she might be the best heel in the WWE. Like, for real. So, it was what it was. Seth comes out. We got Braun Breaker with him. We got the Tribal Thief, Big Bronson Reed rocking the Shula Fala. We all come out and we get ready. And I knew in my heart of hearts how this show should start. And by God, I got what I wanted. And that's Paul Heyman on the mic, hearkening back to the violent days of ECW. Harkening back to the corner of the 2300 arena, ECW arena. It's just history. Philly's one of the best wrestling towns in the world. Think about that. ECW from Philly, and Heyman just really brought it out, man. I loved it. It was classic Paul E. That's right. Not Paul Heyman. Paul E. Dangerously. That is correct. I love me Paul E. We even had him chanting Paul E, right? They weren't. They were chanting OTC, but I love it how he would kind of switch it up on him. But we got Paul E, man, in full effect. We got ECW stuff. He starts talking about the Philly crowd. And what I liked the most about it was he starts hearkening back to those ECW days. He says, this is the place where Sandman cracked a beer can over his head. We talk about Sandman. This is the place of Rob Van Dam. And he said, smoking a lot more than just competition. And I can get behind that all day long here on the Slow Burn, right? And then on top of that, he says the line that really got me. He talks about the late, great Sabu. All right, rest in peace. I see my Sabu autograph right here, so I need that right there. Rest in peace, Sabu. And he says, and the late, great Tommy Dreamer. You guys know, Tommy Dreamer is one of my all-time favorites. Tommy Dreamer, in my opinion, is like the perfect ambassador for all of professional wrestling. If there's anyone in this world that loves professional wrestling as much as me, it's Tommy Dreamer. The guy, and meeting him and having conversation with him, he made me feel like a friend. I love Tommy Dreamer, but saying the late, great Tommy Dreamer, oh my God, that's great. We know Tommy's not dead. Tommy's on Busted Open almost every other day. He's a huge part of Pro Wrestling Nation on Sirius XM. But, by the way, we need my show on there. But the whole thing here was so damn funny. He's like, well, he's not dead, but he should be. And if you know the bumps that Tommy has taken, and if you know Tommy and the stories that you hear from him, he doesn't eat well and blah, blah, blah. Tommy was the first grown adult that I ever heard say that if a person says that they haven't shit their pants through a full year, that they're a liar. That's Tommy Dreamer. So, I'm sure the health isn't quite to what you think of when you think of Tommy Dreamer. So that was pretty awesome. I hope he's healthy as can be. I need Tommy Dreamer in my life for the rest of it, right? But he says he should be dead. And then Braun Breaker's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's not dead. Tommy Dreamer's not dead. That shit was funny. All right. Now, if you're listening, one of my 10 people that are listening here and you don't know Tommy Dreamer or all about Tommy Dreamer, do yourself a favor. Watch some old Tommy Dreamer matches, right? He is the ultimate ECW babyface that would literally risk life and limb for my entertainment. So there you go. So I love the throwing back to ECW. Paul really was slaying on the mic. He was rocking it. And then it's time to give it to the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking and he gets ready to take the mic, and then boom, Uso! And Jey Uso's music hits and he fully interrupts Seth. And I loved it because it was almost as if he didn't even recognize, I'm not even going to talk to you, Seth Rollins. He came out and starts really addressing Braun Breaker. And I thought that was so damn good. He really, he talked totally starts talking down to the whole thing. Jay's not damn scared of anything. And he rocks it and he says, we're going to do this. I want an extreme rules match. Let's give that throwback to ECW that much more. And I was so excited, guys. We don't get a lot of these type of matches on Raw, and you might say, well, we just had one. Well, yeah, maybe so, but I'm telling you guys, man, a true Extreme Rules hardcore match done the right way can be so fun. And to know that it was going to be Jay in charge of one, I thought that I was great. But it actually got a little bit better. Seth finally gets the mic. He's able to talk up, and man, he spends the rest of his time firing up Braun Breaker. He's talking, he's like, he thinks you're a chump. He thinks your family's weak. He doesn't think your family is as good as his. He's like, he thinks your father's an idiot. He thinks your uncle's this. And we're talking about the Steiner brothers, right? And I thought that was so good because now we're harkening back to ECW days, but we're still throwing back to family stuff here with the bloodline and the Steiners. And man, that worked for me. That whole freaking open worked for me. And what do we get out of it? We're going to get an Extreme Rules match between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Now, throughout the rest of the night, you get CM Punk basically ready to help Jey Uso. He goes up to LA Knight. He lets him know, hey, man, we're going to have Jay's back. That whole vision is going to be out there. We need to mount a united front here. And LA Knight's like, you know what? The hell with you. You put your hands on me. You ruined my shot at a title. I got nothing for you. And to be honest with you, when we get to Clash in Paris, I'm taking you out. Punk was frustrated. You can see, by the way, Punk's new hat was awesome. I need that hat. But then Punk makes his way to Jey Uso. It's almost the same thing, but in a more kind and brotherly kind of way here. There's no animosity, but Jey knows. It's every man for themselves. Like, I appreciate your help, but I don't trust you. I'm going to do this stuff on my own. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. And that's how it all works out. I forgot the By the way, isn't it awesome that the crowd now does the 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Or even though I'm rocking no yeet today. Like, holy shit, did it work? Like, really, it worked. This whole front piece worked, all right? After this, and I will say it took about 23 minutes, I think it was, maybe 22. It was over 20 minutes before we got our first action. All right. And, sometimes WWE does that to us. Not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes they do. And that was one of the nights. Now, what did we get for our first bit of action? I was so damn thrilled, man. We got EO. I am on the EO Sky train right now because I think EO is out freaking performing just about everybody. I saw a post earlier. I forgot on the Facebook machine who posted it. It might have been Power Bomb Nation. I don't remember. I apologize if I don't credit you. But EO, like, right now, might be the best in-ring performer in all of WWE as far as, like, match after match after match. She's doing very little wrong right now. But we get a continuation from the stuff last week with Roxanne. Now we're going to get EO versus Raquel Rodriguez. I want to say this going into it, all right? First, you guys know I haven't been a very big Raquel Rodriguez fan. Her last couple times out has been the best performances she has ever had. And you know what? I'll include last night in it as well. I have really enjoyed Raquel lately. I thought the stuff she did at Triple Mania in the mixed tag was great. I thought the stuff she did last night was fantastic. I just think we're getting really good stuff out of Raquel. And, sometimes shit gets better. And sometimes maybe people's eyes get opened. I don't know which one it is in this case, but I can tell you I'm here for it. And that's all that really matters. So EO Sky over Raquel Rodriguez. Loved the finish. Before the match started, we had that little interaction backstage with EO and the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. And basically, the Kabuki Warriors apologizing to EO for the mix-up. As soon as EO walked through, and she got, cool, we're good. I'm not mad at you. Just, remember, I'm going to do this stuff on my own. As soon as it happened, my wife looked at me, and she goes, and she wasn't even paying attention at the time, right? She's just kind of scrolling at the time. And she looks over at me serious, and she goes, they're going to turn on her. And I said, they might do it tonight, but and actually, I thought they would, but it was that good stuff. And so, again, sometimes when the setup is that obvious, it can still be really good if it's brought home the right way. And I think this one will be. But I wanted to say, EO right now, the best thing that she's doing in the ring, it's not her athletic ability, it's not her selling, it's not her stuff, right? Io right now has better crowd timing than anyone in the business, man. She works off of that crowd, and her timing with the crowd is as about as perfect as I have ever seen a female wrestler do. I mean, it's Ric Flair worthy right now, the stuff that she's doing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically that idea of following the crowd and kind of ushering the crowd in with the emotions they're supposed to feel because of what you're doing, and then you working off of the crowd's pops that it gives back to you. It's a hard thing to do because, like I say, wrestling is about working with emotion. And once again, I thought EO put on a damn masterclass. She goes over here after it's over with, and there was some confusion going on. After it was over with, Roxanne comes in, starts the beat down. I honestly thought at this point it would be the Kabuki Warriors coming in, make the save, maybe stuff would get crossed up, and that's where we'd see the turn. Or the other option was no one comes and makes the save, right? Well, instead, we got Mommy making the save. Rhea comes down, makes the save. I loved how this worked. I love the interactions between Rhea and Io. I will say Io was different to Rhea than she was Asuka and Kyrie. So think about that as we move forward. And then in the back later on, and by the way, Io going over, I thought of Raquel was very good. Made her look strong, especially considering that she hasn't been winning every single match that she's been out. So, this whole thing was good. I loved Rhea. There was a laid back Rhea almost in this. Uh, and then backstage, the Kabuki Warriors basically say, now, wait a minute. It's okay if Rhea helps you, but it's not okay if we help you. And then there's that issue with Asuka and Rhea. And then Kyrie is kind of like, oh no, I'm caught in the middle. Io's like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm done. So, guys, we are going to get a turn of the Kabuki Warriors. I like Bad Girl Asuka better anyway, to be honest with you. And honestly, Kyrie can go either way at a high level. So can Asuka. But a heel Asuka is my favorite Asuka. But we're going to get probably some tag stuff here between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors. And to be honest with you, with all the women's stuff that we have going on right now, it almost makes sense. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens because obviously we know the women's division has a little bit of a shift going on right now. We'll get to that, okay? Speaking of the women's division, we'll have a little bit of Bailey and a little bit of Becky coming up here in a little while as well. Women's division is on fire right now. We had Penta. You know, this is one of my negative parts of the show. There wasn't a long time ago when Penta was like maybe a win away from being like more of a top level main event type guy, maybe fighting for that IC title a little bit more, maybe making a shift over, fighting for the US title. Penta was up there very high. I won't call him main event status, but he was definitely up there high. Now all of a sudden we're having battles with the New Day who aren't even winning in the tag division. So I don't really understand the booking of Penta right now. I just don't. It's not striking while the iron's hot. That's the thing. You strike while the iron's hot. Things are going good. Keep piling on it, man. See how far you can take it. I feel like we've kind of cooled Penta off a little bit, and I don't want to see that. The other thing is what the hell is Grayson Waller doing with the New Day? I mean, that's my question. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. You had the Grayson Waller Austin Theory thing. I guess Austin Theory's contract is up. He's gone from the WWE now. Can't wait to see him. I want to see Austin Theory in New Japan. That's what I'm hoping. Austin Theory needs to go over to New Japan and kind of Joshi it up over there and get some Japanese strong style. But Grayson Waller with New Day, it just is what it is. I don't understand the mix of it. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, New Day, Xavier and Kofi just basically kicked out Big E not long ago. They didn't want a 3-person group. They were being brought down, and now all of a sudden they brought in an Australian. Like, I don't know. The match itself, the Penta Xavier Woods match was really good. Like, as far as in ring, I really enjoyed it, but the story did nothing for me. I don't think there was any progression with this story. So let's keep moving here, guys. Judgment Day defending the tag belts against Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana, along with La Yesca. I love to see this, although I will say, man, are there not enough? Like, could we not have did something a little different with this? Like, maybe Joaquin Wilde and Mr. Iguana. That's just me personally. Or if Mr. Iguana is going to come and tag up against the Judgment Day for the belts, let's let's bring somebody else over, man. Even the Hamburguesa. Let the hamburger boy do it. The Nino Hamburguesa. Like, there are options here to not. I want Dragon Lee in the singles race. I really do. If you're gonna have the LWO tag up, then have Joaquin Wild and friggin' Cruz Umberto or Cruz del Toro go. I said Umberto. I'm thinking of Los Garza, but like that's the only thing I can think. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. I do want to say that it was nice to see Mr. Iguana on WWE television without any misses. I thought that he wrestled a really good match here. And also, is it me or would I like to see Mr. Iguana and Finn Balor in one-on-one? I don't know. Not just because I want to see La Yesca versus Demonito. Like, that would the Battle of the Puppets. That would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about Mr. Iguana and Finn Balor that just make them really good dance partners. I enjoyed that last night. I thought the in-ring stuff was really good. I was just a little confused about the process of why is it Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana? Why not bring somebody else from AAA or let your guys from LWO get it done regardless? That's how I kind of looked at it. So I don't know. Maybe there's going to be more that come from this. I'm not exactly sure the direction. But again, the in-ring stuff was fantastic, so we'll give it that. Now, the other thing I wanted to say here on this match is there was one person that shined. It wasn't Mr. Iguana. I mean, he was great, but one person shined above all. He was the glowing light of this match. JD frickin' McDonough. Once again, JD McDonough shining in ring. I want JD to start working a little bit more on the microphone. I do. I'd like to see JD's mic work start to kind of get played out a little bit more. Let him get some work in because, man, he's doing great work right now. And I don't think we'll get the most out of it until we start seeing him more on the mic. Now, that probably won't happen right now with him being with Finn as far as the tag team side of things. But I don't know. Wishful thinking. We shall see what happens, right? We had another Bailey sighting, guys. Bailey had another promo. That was my promo of the week last week. It got better this week. It won't get promo of the week this week because there was a better promo on this card. But I love the inner voice, the inner struggle, the inner monologue that Bailey had going on. I love the fact that we were throwing back to the ding dong. I love the fact we're throwing back to the idiot. I love the fact that we might get Hugger Bailey. Like, guys, sometimes you forget how long Bailey's been around. And then at times, and I've said this before, Bailey should be appreciated every time she gets a chance. And at this point here, I thought that this was perfect. I thought to build off of last week, I thought they did it excellent. My only thing I'm starting to wonder is like we are going to get a really awesome Bailey out of this, whether it be new and improved Bailey off of this version, whether we get throwback Bailey. It doesn't really matter. Rainbow Bailey would be great by me. I would be totally fine with it. But my question starts to become is because regardless of what Bailey we get, it's going to be great. My question is, who's the first feud with? I don't know. It could be a lot of different directions here, but I would like to have it be against Becky. We're not going to get that if it happens anytime soon because we know what we're getting with Becky with Nikki Bella. All right, so I'm not sure exactly the direction that this will go. What I want to say though is that Bailey, damn, oh damn, you're phenomenal. Just phenomenal. All right. Taking us a little bit more. Women kind of run this show a little bit on this one, guys. Becky Lynch, man, defending that Intercontinental belt once again. She is a fighting woman's champion without a doubt. And like I said a while ago, Becky is doing some of the best heel work, not just of her career. Becky has struggled a little bit as a heel before because she's always been so over as a babyface. Guys, this Becky heel work might be the best work she's ever done. Like, I am, as far as character work, this shit is so good. It's so much more than just the man. All right. It's this idea that, man, she is getting it done. She's the greatest female wrestler of all time. That's not according to her. That's according to other people. That's according to Sports Illustrated. That line, every single time she gives it, makes me freaking laugh. It makes me smile. And it makes me realize she ain't freaking lying. They did say that, right? So the Becky stuff is great. I hated the match she was in here because I am so tired of Natty just being abused. Like, Natty is not happy to be there. The Queen of Hearts, Natalya Neidhart, man. She's one of the best freaking women's wrestlers ever. All right, not one of the best going today. She is one of the best women's wrestlers ever. And I'm telling you guys, if you've seen the side of Natty that I've seen recently on the Bloodsport events with GCW, her match in NWA that she had a few weeks ago, her match Saturday night in AAA, like, that's the Natty I want to see on WWE television right now. Badass Natty is what I'm referring to. There's a difference between Natalya and Natty. All right. I want the legend of Natty. That's what I want. I want Natalya to take that back seat, let Natty come out and grind the hell out of people, man, and just kick ass. And that's what we really should be getting out of Natty. Natty's not a gatekeeper, damn it. That's how I look at it. And by the way, if you listen to her on Thursdays on Pro Wrestling Nation, she gives you that insight to who Natty is. And I think that's pretty awesome. And I listen to that, so that's probably why I'm pushing it a little bit more, but it's right. It's totally right. Natty deserves better. I'll say it all day long, right? At the end of this match, Natty may have been hurt for real. Her shoulder got banged up. I'm not totally sure. I haven't read that yet, but she takes the fall. Becky gets the pin. Becky goes to beat the hell out of Natty. Maxine Dupree comes in. Maxine Dupree turns her back. Becky beats the shit out of her. And then who is it that makes the save? You can look at you. Nikki freaking Bella, right? And Nikki Bella, to her credit, looked really good. But looking good in a 45-second save is not the same as taking on Becky Lynch at Clash in Paris or SmackDown the night before or whatever. I'm just telling you, there's so much more that can be done here. So I hope, but I would rather it be Natty. Just saying. All right. Backstage, Sheamus was getting interviewed. Rusev comes in, interrupts, and then we get that, what I've been telling you we were going to get, that rubber match, the deciding match. Remember, Sheamus is 1-1. Rusev is 1-1. There's been one draw. Now we're going to get that decider, and it's going to be in a Donnybrook. That's basically like an Irish street fight, guys. We are getting no rules, hardcore, Donnybrook, Sheamus versus Rusev at Clash in Paris. Two Europeans going. I'm so glad that this match is happening. And I'm going to tell you, it might steal the damn show. It really might. It might steal the damn show. All right. I know I need to speed up a little bit. I'm running out of time. Naomi, oh my God, promo of the world, promo of the year. Naomi comes in. Yes, she has to relinquish the title. Yes, we find out the rumors are true. Naomi is with child. Congratulations, Naomi, on the pregnancy. Even more so, congratulations, Big Jim. Okay. But Naomi's freaking promo was so good because it was shoot, man. It was totally real. And she took all the admiration from the fans and still stayed heel to Adam Pearce. And I love that. She's not giving up her damn belt. She laid it in the middle of the ring and she let everybody know, guess what? In 9 months, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. You better proceed with caution. Man, oh man, Naomi is so damn good right now, guys. I hate it that we're going to not see Naomi. This is the best run of Naomi's career. Without a doubt, she's doing the best work she's ever done. Losing her right now sucks, right? However, you can't be mad, man. You got a baby on the way. Big Jim, congratulations. Naomi, congratulations. I hate that I'm not going to see Naomi for 9 months, but I cannot wait to get a new Bloodline member. That's all I'll say, baby. I cannot wait for it. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle this belt. Who's going to get this championship? I don't know the direction. I hope we get a tournament. I want a freaking tournament out of this. Let's have a tournament to get the winner of this belt, and then we'll see. That could be so well done with such a great women's division right now. Cannot wait for it. All right. This brought us to the main event: Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker. Extreme Rules. I know I'm running out of time here, guys. This was an excellent throwback match. We got a little bit of everything in this. I thought it was done, well done. I think Jey was calling that match in ring too, by the way. I could be wrong on that, but it was just seamless. Everything seemed perfect. So Jey ends up going over. You knew there was going to be beatdowns galore here. Jey was getting his freaking ass beat, and then don't. Who do we get, man? Roman's music hits, but he doesn't come down the aisle. Instead, he pays his receipt back to Braun Breaker, spears him in half, and here we go, man. Jay's getting over. Now we're going to get Roman and Bronson Reed. That kind of stuff got set up for Clash in Paris. Lots and lots of good stuff. NXT tonight, guys. Trick Williams versus Javon Evans for the number one contender. Fatal Influence versus the Elegance brand. Masha Slamovich as the ref. Ricky Saints versus Jasper Troy, Yokishi Imamura versus Josh Briggs in a Philadelphia street fight, and Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe face to face, and Chelsea and Ethan Page's Peace Treaty live from Philly, not at the PC tonight, NXT guys, and I'll be reviewing all of that on Thursday along with Dynamite. Thanks for joining us here on the Slow Burn Pro Wrestling Podcast, where all professional wrestling storylines.